Hi students, my name is Dr. Zimmerly, and in this tutorial video I want to show you how to use Schoology to navigate to your course EDUC 3040 Instructional Technology. With this example, I will be using one section of the course, so what you see may look different if you are taking a different section. You were emailed a course code to use to join the course, so get that code ready, and then you're going to click on Courses, Join a Course, and enter the code. Please use the code from your email, which may not be the code that I'm entering here. Again, this is just for one section of the course. And then you'll click on Join. The first thing I want to do is some housekeeping. So click on your name, Settings, and ensure that your time zone is America Chicago. Oftentimes, Schoology will default to a different time zone, so make sure that you find America Chicago in your list and select it and then click Save Changes. I know that Austin Peay is not in Chicago, but that is the time zone that we use. Next, I want you to click on Notifications and adjust your notifications so that you will be notified in however you choose of course events, like new assignments being posted, updates on course content, if you receive a private message from myself or another student, so you can adjust those notifications here, and then you would click Save Changes. Also click on your name and your profile and edit your picture here so that we can get to know you better. These sections here are completely optional, with the exception of add your photo, because we do want to be able to put a face with a name. Alright, so if you've done these things, chances are you are sitting right here. Click on Courses and Our Course, and it defaults to go to the Updates page. So this is where you might see an update from your instructor. I'm not the only person who teaches this course, so you may have a different instructor. If you choose to respond to a course announcement here, please be aware that everyone in the course will be able to see what you post, because this is a public forum. But if you want to reach your instructor directly through a private message, you can do that through Austin Peay email, or if you click the envelope here, click New Message, you can reach them directly that way. You may notice over here that there is a calendar of events, and if you click the small calendar icon here, this will open up in a new pop-up window. Please note that the way that we have this set up is to, on this calendar, have you be aware of out-of-class assignments that are due. So any in-class work is not going to show up here, but if you click this right arrow, you can navigate to any of your out-of-class assignments. And one cool thing about this is to go directly to an assignment. You can click on it and then click View Item, and it'll take you directly there. So this is actually the first assignment that's due. Notice that it is not graded, but it is a discussion board where we can get to know one another better. So if you click on View Item, it will actually take you into that. This is housed in this red folder that says Start Here. There are different ways to get into that folder. So you can click Materials and see that folder listed here, as well as all of the materials for the course. Also, if you click the down arrow to the left of a folder, it'll show you all of the contents of that folder, or we can collapse it. You can click the down arrow beside the word Materials and get into that folder as well. So this is the Start Here folder. I want you to read the syllabus, read over the information about LiveText and why you need it. Here is the Student Information Discussion Board where you can post about yourself so we can get to know each other better. And then here is the tentative schedule. Let me talk a little bit more about the schedule, because this is different than the calendar that is integrated into Schoology. So here you can see it's a little difficult to read. We can adjust our view size to make that fit into the window, or we can open this up in a new tab. I'm just hovering over tentative schedule, and it tells me that is hyperlinked, and it opens up in a new tab. So this is probably the easiest way to read it. Notice that this is just one section of the course, and note that this is a tentative schedule, so your instructor reserves the right to make changes at a moment's notice. With this particular section, I have put blue on all the dates that are in class meetings, but if you are visually impaired or colorblind, I've also put an asterisk beside all of the dates that are for in-class meetings. So if you can see the blue or the asterisk, then you know that that is an in-class meeting where you must be present in class in order to earn credit. If you miss one of these in-class meeting dates, you lose those points, and there is not a way to make up in-class assignments just due to the nature of what you're going to be doing in class. It's a lot of group work and a lot of instruction that you have to be there in order to get it. But you'll also notice on your calendar that all of the pink dates are for no class meetings, so you will not come to class, but you will have an assignment that is due. So again, these pink dates, those are like the assignments over here on this calendar, because those are all of your out-of-class assignments. But the blue dates, the ones that are for in-class meetings, those are not on this Schoology calendar. So let's say that you were absent for in Task 3 Tech Challenge, and although you know you can't make up that assignment for credit, you do want to know what the class learned so that you can review that on your own time. Well, I can show you how to do that. So I'm going to leave the schedule, and if you click on Materials and then click on In-Class Tech Challenges, as the semester goes on, you will see all of the in-class tech challenges listed here. For now, I just listed this one for the example. So if this student missed that tech challenge, they click that link, and then this link actually opens up a Google Doc with the directions for what the class did. So normally, you would be coming to class, and when class begins, I will have you go to this gray folder and open up the tech challenge for the day. And then we work through this as a class together. Oftentimes you'll be working in a small group, so it really is important that you show up for class, especially since normally this would be a 2-day class and it's just condensed. So it's even more important that you make every effort to show up for those in-class meetings. All right, I'm going to go back to the materials page and point out we've talked about this start here. Things that are going on there, the syllabus, read that, the schedule, look over that. We've talked about how in class you will be doing some assignments, and those will show up here, so if you're ever absent, or if you just want to look back at those, they'll be in this folder. The next folder is for out-of-class assignments and quizzes, so I'm going to click here, and then let's talk about quizzes first. You can see the due dates of those quizzes here. I'm going to click on the first one. And I want you to notice that the instructions are lengthy. So I don't want you to just go right into here and take the quiz, because the instructions contain some tutorials. Most of the instructions contain one or more videos that you need to watch in order to do well on the quiz. And I also highly recommend that you explore the tool or tools that are being quizzed on your own as well. So you're going to follow these directions. Then you're going to click on Start New Attempt to take that quiz. So to get back into that folder, you can see there are 3 quizzes. So let's go back to all of the out-of-class assignments. So I could click here to get back into that folder, or I could click the down arrow to get back there. There's usually more than one way to navigate around Schoology. All right, aside from out-of-class quizzes, we have a few more assignments. The next one on the list is called Tech in My Discipline, and this is a video-based discussion board. So I'll just talk about this very briefly. You'll read the directions here. You'll visit a website called Flipgrid to record a video of yourself talking, and then you also have to reply to students' videos using Flipgrid as well. So you actually won't turn anything in here for this. We're going to use the external website called Flipgrid for this. All right, the next few assignments are the lengthiest. Techie lesson plan, we're going to talk about that one next, so we're going to open these links. We begin this lesson plan with the standards and objectives that we want you to achieve, and we also begin with some essential questions and guiding understandings for you to ponder. There is nothing that you need to do up here other than read and think, and then we go on to complete these tasks. It says start here. Make sure you're logged into your Gmail account. If you're not, you can just open up a tab and make sure you're logged into Gmail. Another way to ensure if you're logged in or not is to look over here, and if that is you and that's your account, then you are logged in. On this Google Doc, click on File, Make a Copy. File, Make a Copy. We're going to rename this with your last name, first initial, Techie Lesson Plan. If you have a folder for this course, you can put it in there, or you can put it right into your Google Drive. I like to stay organized, so I'm going to have it go to my 3040 folder, and then click OK. And now this is going to open up an editable copy of the lesson plan. So you may have noticed when you first opened this one up, you weren't able to do anything to this. That's because it's the template. So you have to make a copy of it so that you can edit it. So I'm going to X off of this one. That was just the template that everybody looks at. And now this is my copy. It has my last name, first initial there. All right, so I'm going to scroll down here. And the first task is not for a grade. It's just to help us get to know each other better. Replace this with your own funny photo. So I'm going to delete this one. That's one that my instructor left. To insert a photo, there's lots of different things you can do. You can drag and drop a photo from your desktop into this Google Doc, or you can click on Insert, hover over Image, and see all the different ways to get an image in that way. If you struggle with this part of the assignment, no worries. It's not meant to stress you out, so if you cannot figure out how to put a photo on here, you could ask a classmate, see if you can Google and figure out how to do it, or email me and I can explain how to put your photo on there. But don't stress about that too much. Now let's talk about what you're going to be doing in this lesson plan. So for this assignment, you will be creating a lesson plan in Google Docs that meets the requirements of EdTPA. Do a good job with this so you can use it for EdTPA during Residency 2. If you're not sure what EdTPA is yet, that is okay. It's, in a nutshell, it's a program that you have to go through, and you have to basically prove that you are going to be an effective teacher. You do that through some writing samples and through some videos of lessons of you actually working with students. So for part of EdTPA is you have to create good lesson plans and prove that you are good at lesson planning. So this is a lesson plan that you could use for part of your EdTPA. And so you'll be creating the lesson plan. I have directions over here on this side for exactly what to do. And then also, as you are going through the assignment, you will, in this column, give yourself points and feedback. So your instructor won't be the only one to grade this, but you're actually going to grade yourself. And so that'll be done in this column. So when you get down here to area 1 of the lesson plan, this is where you would give yourself points and feedback, and then your instructor would come in on this column and give you points and their feedback. And then at the end, your instructor will average your score and their score, and the average score will be the one that stands. So again, you start up here where it talks about the assignment. Follow all of these directions, follow them to a T, and then it walks you through what to do in your lesson plan. All right, let's talk about how you would turn this in. All right, to share this document, click on Share in the upper right corner, click on Get Shareable Link, make sure that the link shows anyone with the link can edit, click Copy Link, Done, and then proceed to these directions. So here's what that looks like. Here's the blue Share button in the upper right corner. Click Get Shareable Link. Make sure this shows anyone with the link can edit. Click Copy Link and click Done. If you forget to make sure that that shows anyone with the link can edit, that means your instructor can only view this and your instructor will not be able to grade it. So to avoid getting a 0 for this assignment, make sure that you changed that to anyone with a link can edit. And now we're going to follow these directions. So we'll make sure that we're on Schoology. We go to our course, we get into the Out of Class Assignments folder, we click on Techie Lesson Plan, we click on Submit Assignment, the Create tab, the Link button, paste this in, and give it the correct title. Well, we're actually already there because that's how we accessed this assignment. Now, as you can see, this student has been struggling, and they have tried to submit their assignment a couple times, and they were inputting the wrong link. So if that ever happens to you, know that happens sometimes, especially with your first assignment that you're turning in. There will be some points taken off if you don't submit it correctly the first time. But normally right here, you would just see this button, but it would say Submit Assignment. So since this student has struggled a little bit, they see the Resubmit Assignment button. But you would be clicking on Submit Assignment, and then this same box would pop up. So you would click on Create. When you hover over the chain link icon, you can see it says Link. That's the link button because we want to put the link to our Techie lesson plan. We're going to paste that in, and then we're going to give it the title Timberlake J. Okay, so since I've done this before, it popped up for me. So you'll need to type in your last name, first initial, Techie lesson plan. Then you click on Insert. That puts the link there, and that way your instructor will be able to click on it and grade it. Last of all, click Submit. And you can see there it is. And again, we just followed these directions right here. All right, so now let's talk about the LiveBinder assignment. I have some very strict instructions here for you to not put this off. I think that everybody should start working on this at the very beginning of the semester because it is a very lengthy assignment. It's your biggest assignment. Think of it as a project. This will take you several days to do, and if it doesn't take you several days to do, then chances are you did not put enough time and effort into it. So click on this link, and basically you are going to be creating like a digital binder full of resources that you could see yourself and your students using in your future classroom. But not only are you putting all of the links to these websites in the binder, you're also going to be giving a summary of what that resource is, and then you're also going to be giving a rationale where you give some examples of how you and or your students would be using that resource. So really the written portion of the assignment is probably what takes students the longest. So it's not that they have a difficult time finding websites, but it's that you have to have time to do the writing portion of the assignment. So again, you would make sure you're logged into Gmail, click on File, make a copy so that you have your own copy of this, and you just follow these directions. When you're done following the directions, you're going to paste the link to your LiveBinder here. The LiveBinder is the name of the digital binder that you're creating full of websites. So you paste the link here, and then the only other thing you do on this document is to read the directions to see how to submit it. So you're not doing a lot of writing here. You're just going to paste your link, and then you can see the rubric here to see how you'll be evaluated for each of the areas of the LiveBinder. When we scroll down to the bottom, these directions are just like what we did just a moment ago to submit our other assignment. Again, you'd be clicking here where it says Submit Assignment and putting in the link to this Google Doc. And then this section talks about how to turn this in to a website called LiveText. I know this can be confusing because the assignment is called LiveBinder, and you are going to be turning it into a website called LiveText. So you turn it in both places. You turn it into Schoology and LiveText. So that's what you'll do there. Notice this assignment does not have a self-grade option. Just the Techie lesson plan was one where you were able to give yourself a grade, but for this your instructor will be giving you the full grade. And the last out-of-class assignment is the Twitter chat self-reflection. If you're not very familiar with Twitter, it's okay because you will be learning about it in class and you will be participating in Twitter chats in class. So before you worry too much about what is this, I don't understand, just know that this is due later in the semester, and once you've participated in a class Twitter chat, this will make a lot more sense. So just like the other ones, you open the link and then open the link to the directions. You read over the first page and then you get started. And just like the other one, you will be turning this into Schoology by following the directions. Oops. Following the directions like we followed before to submit the assignment there. Now let's talk about the final exam. You have a study guide and also some frequently asked questions. The study guide is this website. So you'll visit this website, and the website is actually full of a lot of websites that you learn about during the course, and maybe a few that are new to you. So you'll review all of those websites, make sure you're familiar with them, and that is what will help you on the final exam. Read over the questions of the final exam, the frequently asked questions, and if you still have questions, then email your instructor. These last two discussion boards on here are completely optional. If you have questions that you are comfortable with the whole class seeing, you can post it here, and then perhaps a student might be able to answer your question, or your instructor could answer your question there. And then last of all, if you find a resource that you'd like to share with everybody, post it here, and that could help out your classmates. All right, I hope that this tutorial video was useful to you. There are even more features of Schoology that we didn't go over today, but this gives you an overview of how to use Schoology to navigate through your course. And best of luck to you.